welcome to another one of my simple living, slow living, minimalism videos. Today we're going to be talking about my cleaning routine in quotations as a minimalist mom. I say in quotations because quite literally I don't have much of a routine, but I guess you could call it one because I do typically do the same thing when it comes to cleaning day in and day out, and that is maintenance. That is my key go-to. I just maintain to the best of my ability. I'm in the phase of life with two little ones that constantly need me, and I don't have anyone watch them. I just want to be the one that watches them and is with them 24/7. So they are with me 24/7, except for when they're napping. And so that means just cleaning when I can. Typically, when I see something that needs to be cleaned, I try my best to take a quick minute or two and wipe it down, clean it up. And that is kind of how I go about it. I don't have this rigid routine where I have like a schedule of what I clean each day. And if I'm being quite honest, deep cleaning days are far and few. If I notice something needs to get deep cleaned, of course it does eventually get done, but I kind of have to like set aside time either early in the morning or late at night to do that task. Sometimes occasionally I can do something like that during nap time, but I really try to take nap time to just like eat, relax, maybe prep some food, exercise, do those kinds of things versus cleaning if I can help it. But of course, if it needs to be done during nap time, then that is the time that I use. It just depends on the day. I really love including my daughter in as much as possible when it comes to cooking and cleaning and really any task that she wants to help out with. I try to find a way that I can include her in it, even if it's just something small like taking her little cutting knife and cutting some mushrooms on the side while I cook, or helping me wipe down her tower. And you'll see later in the video, she loves wiping down the windows and mirrors and things like that, and helping me vacuum by kind of taking the other attachment to the vacuum and vacuuming next to me. Here I am rearranging our room. This is a first actually, since I've been about 20-ish weeks pregnant with my second. I haven't rearranged our room because I've just really liked it with the bed in the middle of the bedroom, with the nightstands on each side. But now having a second and kind of needing that extra space to walk back and forth and rock her to sleep, I know that I'm going to gain so much more value from the space of putting the bed up against the wall. It's not as ideal for my husband because he kind of has to crawl in along the wall. And yes, when it comes to making the bed, it'll be a little bit more difficult with having to put the sheets on and things like that. But I think the benefits will outweigh that little bit of sacrifice. And guys, it's only been a couple days and it's just so much better. It opens up the space so much. It's like I have a whole new bedroom. And that's what I love about rearranging. And in this process of rearranging, it always makes me want to clean more. For instance, our bed was covering the middle of the room, so our room needed a deep vacuum, and so that got done. And guys, the amount of dust that the Dyson pulls up always baffles me, because it's like, wow, how is there this much dust? I vacuum every single day. It's crazy. And the sheets are going to get done pretty soon after doing this rearrange. I try to do the sheets every week, but it doesn't always happen. Some weeks, though, it happens multiple times a week because we co-sleep. And so, spit up happens, milk gets on the bed, occasionally pee gets on the bed. And so, you just roll with it. Whatever needs to be cleaned gets cleaned. It might not happen as quickly as I would like it to happen, but it does happen. This is me like fixing our little nightstand because some of the wood started to peel off of it. And so I just took some glue and taped it down, and so far it is staying in place. With that extra nightstand, now that our bed is up against the wall, it's kind of useless. So we decided to take it out into the living room and put it next to our couch. We're actually going to be selling our coffee table because, yeah, we just don't need it anymore. My toddler was always bumping her head into it. And so we decided, hey, we don't really need this. We don't really use it for anything. And so we're going to be selling it. And now that we have this little nightstand that's off the side of the couch, we have a little table just to set down our drinks. I did decide to take off the legs on the bottom of the nightstand because it was coming up higher than the couch, and I thought it would be like a hazard for my toddler hitting her head. She loves to be in that corner of the couch. And now that I took the legs off, it is lower than the couch armrest. So it works out perfectly, and it has some outlets. So we have like a space to plug in like the monitor and our phones or whatever we need to charge. And it did take a little finagling, whatever you want to call it. My husband has all these wires plugged in behind the couch to kind of hide them from our toddler. And so we had to move the couch and figure out how to plug it all in. But it worked, and I think it was well worth it. And we've been using it multiple times a day, every day. So I would say it's worth it. This was me just folding the cloth diapers. That is an everyday thing that we have to run the diapers. And yeah, that's kind of the phase of life we're in. My almost 5-month-old obviously goes through a lot of diapers every single day. And so I just try to make sure I do a cloth diaper load every single day, and then do my best to also fold them every single day at some point. Most of the time it's happening at nighttime. We did go ahead and move a little rug to our outdoor space, which has really just extended our living space. It makes it so much cozier out there. And yeah, it gets dirty, but a quick little vacuum makes it good to go. And I'm not super crazy about keeping it super clean. I mean, it's outside. And then I sweep around like the sections that aren't covered with the rug. But this has really made us go out onto the porch even more just by adding this little outdoor rug. It was actually the rug that was under our dining room table that we decided to move out there. And dishes. That is a constant all day, every day kind of thing. And I say all day, every day. It's not like I'm literally standing in front of the sink just doing dishes all day. But throughout the day, maintenance, whenever I can empty out the dishwasher so that I have that space to put dirty dishes in throughout the day. It only takes a minute or two to just throw the things into the dishwasher, rinse them off, and that just keeps my head so much more clear and stress-free, just being able to throw the dishes in there. Vacuuming is an everyday thing. I try to vacuum the living room space at least every single day, because that's the most like traffic area. And then wiping down the oven and the countertops is another thing that I try to do every single day. It's just a little thing that takes maybe 5-10 minutes tops to do, and I typically am doing it at night when the babies are asleep. I kind of move whatever needs to be moved and then wipe down the counter with just some all-purpose spray. I use this all-purpose spray for everything. The windows, the mirrors, the counters, the stovetop. It works pretty well. It does leave some smudges, but I can typically get them out by wiping it up enough. And then my husband helps out with so much. I only got a couple clips here, but he tends to kind of get some areas that I don't always necessarily think about. Like he's moving out the oven drawer. Guys, I haven't done that once since living here. And so I'm grateful to have that extra eye for someone to help with cleaning tasks. And my daughter lost her little cutting knife under there. This is what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. My daughter really loves to help cleaning the windows and mirrors and things. And so if she wants to jump in, I am all for it. It's such an easy task that she can help with, and she really enjoys it. I learned about in my Hunt Gather parent book that I've been reading how kids really don't know the difference between chores and playing. And I have found that to be very true, especially at her age now, at the age of 2. She really enjoys just helping out mom and taking charge and independence in whatever she can. When that comes to laundry, cleaning different surfaces, like she has been going to the cabinet and grabbing a rag to help clean things for probably close to a year now. And she's been doing that on her own, and she gets so excited to be able to wipe up her mess on her own, and she just feels so proud of herself, and I'm so proud of her. And I think it's really cool to watch her grow in this way, and I'm hoping that instilling these lessons into her at a young age will allow her to continue to do it as she becomes more and more independent, and kind of just hopefully she wants to just help. That is the goal, but we'll see what happens as she gets older. I'm just taking it for what it is now. And this is her little kitchen area. If I'm being honest, most of the time I just end up throwing all the stuff in the different compartments and calling it a day. But today I sat down with her and organized all her fruits and veggies and her little plates and things. And that was a fun little activity for us to do. She plays with the kitchen every single day. And then laundry. Since moving the coffee table out of the way, I've been doing the laundry actually on the ground, which has been nice. I just had so much more space. I just really enjoy doing the laundry on the ground rather than the couch. And my daughter has also been really helping. My other daughter, she's helping, she's observing this whole process. And so laundry is an everyday thing. I try to do 1 load a day and then another load, including the cloth diapers. So about 2 loads of laundry a day, sometimes more. And that is where I'm going to close this off. It wasn't a full length video of me doing all of the cleaning tasks in the home. But again, like I said, maintenance is key for me right now. And I'm going to end it off with hanging up my paper towel rolls. See you next week.